All right, everyone. Thank you for being in the chat rooms, and I hope you enjoyed our demonstration today. Well, since that we don't have much new items today, but also the outside, it's a springtime here in Japan. So I'd like to just share that my experience in Japan and with the pictures of that I personally shoot. Personally shot. Well, a couple of days ago, we went out with my daughter to the one rural communities here in Japan. Okay, and so we took that a couple of shots, and so I'd like to share that. First of all, you are watching that. That's all the cherry blossoms. Okay, so beautiful, and it was not in a full bloom. But still, it's very nice to take a look at that. Okay, so let me just go ahead and let me change the pictures. I have some of the shots I'd like to share with you. There we go. Okay. All right. How about this one? Okay, and all right, coming soon. There we go. Okay. This is one of the shrine, okay, one of the very old, how old is that? More than 400 years old or something like that. I don't really didn't take a look at the descriptions, but well, the very old traditional shrines here in Japan, actually, this shrine itself is where my mother grew up. Okay, so actually, she is still. she's the daughter of the Shinto priest, and this is my mother's childhood area. So she used to pray a lot in the mountains, by the river, by the pond, by the shrine buildings, and this is the place she spent most of her the childhood. Okay, and there you can see lots of the great natures and woods. Actually, when you look at the behind those shrines, we have the one giant trees. Okay, so I don't know if you can see me there standing right next to it. See that? That's me, and that's how big that tree it is. I don't know how old it is, but well, here in Japan, when you visit the Shinto shrines, that they sometimes that they worship many different things, but very popular to worship the old trees, and so this is something one of that they treat it as a very important assets. Okay, very old and a very nice atmosphere. Woods, very comfortable. Very nice atmosphere though. I really enjoy that walking in the woods. Okay, and also there are some great that when you go inside of those woods, you see that all that the moss on the trees, and this is some of the pictures I took, because it's a very old trees and everywhere, and I really enjoy that looking at those green moss on the trees. And I don't know, I mean, usually my everyday work is on a computer and doing the different things here there, always surrounded with those the machines and computers and internet, and so it's very nice to be in the woods, and it makes me very, very relaxed. So I took the picture of that, and it's great. Okay, so this area is not only the famous for the woods, but you see some of the this shrine has a long histories, and you can see lots of these lanterns line up near that areas. Yeah, some of the scene that you probably have seen that in a kind of anime, like a Totoro's, and and also maybe Studio Ghibli's movies and anime movies. you see that some of the old traditional Japanese style, shrines and buildings, and that's exactly you see it here when it comes to Japan. Well, not really exactly, but the most of the time you can get the sense. Oh wow, this is the picture of that. Okay, yeah, and so this is one of the lanterns, very old one. And so some of the all the shrines and okay, let me just take moving to the next pictures. Now next one is that this is also a front building of the front of the shrine buildings, and because we went there, it was a festival day for the shrines, and inside of the building, there are, actually the many local people, neighbors got together, and they're waiting for the priest to do the worshiping and not the preach, but the special dance, showing to the local gods, and so this is something we watched. So I like to share that those interesting their dance with the rhythm and drums, and I hope that you enjoy some of that. Okay. All right. So let me just bring that. I don't know if that you can hear the sounds. Okay. Let's see, and let's try this. Maybe you will be here. I'm not sure if that the audio will be available for this one. Let's see. Audio. Okay, I will just bring that from my iPad as well. Okay. All right. So let's try this one. Hope it works. All right, and so sorry, the picture is not very clear, but there you see that the priest dancing with his sword. That sword, the Japanese sword, is real, and then having that old sword by just his placing the sword blade on by the neck, and it's very dangerous too. And but he's just he doesn't care, and then he just use that as actual true Japanese sword as a part of the dance, and then this is for the purify the air, purify the all the ceremonies, and then to talk to the gods. Okay, yeah, you can say spirit dance. Okay, so it's very interesting that he does this, and then well, I have the picture, great picture of this one. He's bowing to the all the people visiting a local place here. And you see, okay, yeah, that's the actual Japanese sword. Okay, all right, and on the behind, you can see all the the place that the god usually sits. Actually, that's how the Shinto believes that on the behind that the scene, and then you can see some steps there. And behind the door, behind the steps, up there, and then we believe that there are some gods located and coming down. But however, what we have there, actually, inside, have you seen that? I don't know. It's not the statue or anything. It's not anything like that. It's a mirror we have. Yeah, that's right. It's a mirror. Very old traditional way, it's created with the very traditional way, the method, and then it's a very simple mirror is placed on that, behind that those, up there on the steps, and it always makes me very interesting. In the Shinto, you worship the gods, but those gods are like mirror, and a mirror actually diffract you in the mirror, And so, wow, what is this means? It always makes me very interesting. So I'm not very into the Shinto really, but uh, that's my mother grew up with all the traditions like this, and so I kind of proud of that. In my bread that the tradition is still lives in, and then this is something very important for most of the Japanese people. You know, when the new year comes, visit that shrines and pray for the great year. That's something very we always do every year on that New Year's days. So this is the kind of the wash, some of the one of the dance. Also, there is another dance that are extremely interesting. Okay, I like to hear what you think about this one, but I'm sure you don't hear that sound. I'm sorry, but just a quick video. Here we go. Okay. So I believe you don't hear that all the sounds, huh? But I hope you enjoyed that view of that, the dance. Sorry, the my processor is not really, fast enough to get that the whole pictures, whole the dance. But this, okay, not a geo dance though. I wish. Okay. All right, and actually, there you go. This is I have a still picture, so I can show it to you. There we go. Okay, so this is a dance that actually done by a male priest. So she actually is he. Okay, so this was very interesting. He has a way better movement than actually the female dancers does. And then everybody was surprised that, oh, wow. So she is he, And then I heard that, the local people just loves that the way he dance very well in a, feminine way. Very impressed. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So that's, she is he. And actually the, another priest, male priest is doing this. Like kabuki, yeah, maybe it's somewhere that when you go back to the back in the histories, maybe somewhere come close to. But the kabuki is something what more like a popular among that just the ordinary peoples. Okay, kabuki was never been for the high society entertainment, not like that. Kabuki is actually for with the people who just ordinary peoples back in times. Okay, maybe no was different, but this is a dance for more like for the ceremonies. Okay, for the god, for the Shinto priest or done by the Shinto priest, and maybe something kind of with link with the kabuki as well, but this is more like it's called the Yojinraku. No. What am I talking? Say, actually, it's more like a closer to the no dance, I believe. Okay. So it's very interesting. Local people, not too many shrines has this traditions always. And so this particular shrines where my mother used to be. Used to play around with here, and when the childhood, her childhood, and then so this it still keeps that these traditions with the local peoples. Okay, and this is a kind of popular picture for the priest. You see that all the priest is sitting there and making the kind of some worships and And you don't see that, but the local people is inside of the building too. Actually, they are my one of the priests is my cousin. Okay, my cousin and my cousin's son is doing that. Okay, kind of interesting. All right, and also there is another shot here. Okay, maybe this one. All right, so this is the kind of the another area. I mean the same spot with the shrines, but the has the nice pond near that areas. Okay, so you can see some of the cherry blossoms already felled and floating on the surface of the water. You can see that, and some area maybe more shady areas, I guess. The with the lots of more beautiful flower cherry blossoms are on that water, and just amazing to see that. Okay, so I have some panorama, the picture. Okay, my processor is very slow with that. Does that all the songs, noise in the pictures. Okay. Okay, there you go. And so also, here's the another shot too. Very interesting. All right, so what you are looking at is that, okay, let me just take it off this one, okay? You are looking at the after the all the dance ceremonies finished, okay? Local people got together there, and then on the kind of hill area, the priest in the kimono, the Japanese priest kimono, they're holding the buckets there. And that's keeping the lots of the omochi, the rice cakes inside. So this is a festival day. What they do is to celebrate that the spring is here. They would just throw all the omochi, the rice cake, to everyone in the neighborhood areas. They can come and then just get them for free, of course. So this is just kind of very popular traditional lifestyles and traditions to celebrate that whatever the new thing is start. So in this case, the spring is here, and so they are celebrating it, and they do this mochimaki, spraying that all the omochi. That this is a very typical ceremony that when you build a house, what we call muneage. Once that all that before they actually put that all the walls and then crows and everything on the roofs or everything. They will grow up to the buildings without the walls, and they will, from the top of the buildings or house, they would just spray that those omochi, the rice cakes, for the local people, so to celebrate that new thing, and then congratulate them. So I have the one videos I like to just share with you. I hope you can see it and enjoy that how people changes their attitude. Okay. Because that before that ceremonies, before that omochi spreading, the priest will make that the kind of oharai, the purifying ceremonies, and the people are so quiet, obey, quiet, because it's still the ceremonies. And right after that, he finished that the prayer, the people go wild. Okay, let's take a look at this one. And then I want you to know that I am part of this too, and got lots of the omochi too. All right, so take a look at this one. Okay, and let me just right. これでいこうかな. All right, so enjoy this, the view. Here we go. You see that? The people are so quiet, and waiting for the priest to finish the prayer. Now it's finished. Now watch. All right, people just throwing that omochi. I'm sorry, the picture is not so good because I hope that you can get the picture. Actually, all right, and people just screaming and oh, over here, and this is a very fun ceremony. And all the omochi, sometimes not just only the omochi, but inside you may find some coins as a just a little low ones for you. Okay, and also these omochis as well. Freshly made, of course. You can, well, even that dropping on the ground, and then you can just dust it off, and then you can still, you don't eat right there because those omochis are very hard. Okay, so you can go home and wash off those dirts, and then you can bake it, you can cook it, and however you want it. Oh yeah, Pineapple Rider. I did a very good times with that. And I'm still pretty sorry about that. The picture stream is not really clear and lots of noises there in the screens. But that's how my processing my computer is not fast enough to process this one. But this is a very important time for everyone, and really enjoy the moment. Okay. All right. So okay, 1 second. Okay. So you will see that I'm my hand. You will see that my hand grabbing that my omochi. Okay. There. Okay, that's my hand. Okay, I just grabbed that two of them. Lucky me. Okay. So these are the very interesting part of the history and part of the tradition that we do, and I really like that one. Okay, so to finish that today's videos and then talk about this special one, I'd like to share with the one of the videos, one more videos, that we have very interesting local trains in the Uwajima area, not in the Matsuyama area, local Uwajima area. Okay, just one train, one truck. Okay, well, for the trains. Watch this. All right, it's coming now. See? It's coming. Wait for it. Wait for it. I hope you can see the picture. There. You see it? Okay, so that train, what is so special about the Trieste train? Okay, let me just explain. Okay, and let me just go back and yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So what is so special about this train? Well, this train is only one train that unique in Japan. Only one. Okay. Because the design, I don't know if you remember that we have a bread train, of course. It has that copy the original of the bread train, and it is not a bread train. No. It's very slow, very local, and it's only one unique, like a copycat. Okay, it's a copycat train. Okay, of the bread trains. But why they did that? Because that in the Uwajima area or the southern part of the Ehime Prefecture, there is one. I don't know if you guys don't remember the Kaiyodo. Kaiyodo is the big name, right? It's for the making characters and then figures. You remember that, Revoltech was from the Kaiyodo, right? The Kaiyodo, one of the Kaiyodo I believe the president, okay, I believe the president from the those areas, and they created a huge museums, and then very popular, and then so JL companies, the rail station companies, collaborated with that those Kyoto, and then made this train as like a hobby train. You know, one of those days, I hope that I can get in and then introduce to you. But the inside, it's a lots of the Kyoto figures inside of the trains displayed. So this train leaving from the Uwajima stations, I believe, and then goes to the those near the Kochi prefectures. Okay, so actually it's connected to the those the towns that has those Kyoto museums, and so people enjoy the way to go to the museums. Still, in being in a train, there are lots of the display of the Kyoto's hobbies figures. So very interesting, though. Yeah, what's that? That exproves the see this train makes me think of Tokyusha. That's very interesting one. Yeah. Yeah, so it is, very interesting that, we have this kind of, culture related, all the traditions, hundreds of years of traditions and buildings. At the same time, they collaborated with the, the latest, anime figures, and then, the kaiju figures, the Kyoto figures, collaborating with the rail station companies, and make that a kind of more interesting, unique trains like this. Yeah, so it's very, I don't know, it's very interesting, how we live, and then how we make that our tradition into collaborated with the technologies. So, all right. So I thought that this is a very unique idea. Okay. So I was there to talk about my I think that this is. I don't think that we can hear the sounds. After the watching that those train passing away, I think I made a comment, but I'm sorry, I don't remember what I said, but I just wanted to, I was just showing off. Okay, so anyway, these are the pictures and the videos that I really, together with my daughters, and really enjoyed it, and my day was wonderful. Okay, I hope you have the great times too there, wherever you are, and it's always nice to take a closer look at your background, or your mother, or your father, your grandparents, your family's, histories, and then find out how you can relate it to their stories. Tradition is something interesting, and then really guide us how we live, and then sometimes it's we lost in a way the everyday busy schedules every day. But when you have a chance to go back to where your the families are started or related to, you can kind of go back and then change that your your thinking, and then I believe that it's a good thing for our mental health. I was very refreshed with this one, my experience. So I highly recommend you guys to, do the similar thing. Visiting your family, the places, and then the remembering the your great father's parents, and the stories of them. Okay, so that's it. And then, I just did talk about today. So we talk about the sharing the springtime in Japan. I hope that enjoy that, just a part of that. I hope that you related to some part of that, the stories. Okay. Well, time to time, it's nice to have that this kind of the talk and chat. And I have the more pictures to show you, but later maybe in the futures. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. This has been a live recording from CSTOYS International, and now we will continue the shows. We have a lucky draw after this. So don't go away. I'll be back. Thank you.